listening to the Betmaker Show. This is the PGA preview for Monday, December 30th, 2019. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Betmaker Show, Brian Blessing.
All right, kids, here we go. Happy New Year. And that means the start of a brand new golf campaign. And over to Hawaii we go. Brian Blessing in Vegas. Cammy Stewart hanging out just, would that be southwest of Toronto? Is that right?
Yeah, it's about right. Yeah. I'd say it's not far. 20 minutes, buddy. 20 minutes to the big smoke. But, yeah, we're ready to rock and just getting ready to get pelted with snow. I hope things are nice in Vegas, Brian.
No, they're not. I'm so cold here. Give me snow. I mean, if it's going to be this cold, it's in the high 30s all the time. Give me snow and get it over with.
Sure. No, you got it, buddy. That's the one thing people don't know about Vegas, right, Brian? You guys it gets it gets cold there at night, and then things get real hot. The temperature changes.
All these people in the summer, it's 109 degrees. Oh, I can't wait till it cools. I go, shut up. I
used to live in Buffalo.
I'm miserable. I want the heat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called a pool and air conditioning, you dope.
No, I'm with you, buddy. I'd change it all. Like I got to be honest with you. It's been nothing, but I'm getting sick of winter. And you know me, I used to live in the Arctic too. So yeah, I've had my share of winter and polar bears.
Yellowknife?
Yeah, Yellowknife. Yeah.
Tell them about Yellowknife.
Yeah. Me and my buddy. Yeah. What do we got here? It's hanging out with the caribou and hanging out with this guy. Hey, nice to meet you there, Mikey Moose. Yeah, anything. Wildlife. Yeah. Buddy, one time I remember I was looking after this lady, her pipes froze. I go, great. So I put out the water, sludge is coming out. I'm freaking out. I go run to the health club. Hey, could I be a member of your club? I was using their shower for like 2 weeks. I'm house sitting for these people. They're in Malaysia, Brian. Their pipes are busted. I'm hanging out with this guy from Tuktoyaktuk. It's about 5
From where?
Tuktoyaktuk. It's by the North Pole. This guy can't get home. It's $5,000. I'm losing my mind. And I remember I go outside. I'm chopping wood. I'm freaking out. These cats, Prickle and Curry, are about to die. I'm building a fire. I'm like, wow, what a decision it was to come up to the Canadian Arctic. This was pretty smart. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was so cold. It was so cold. You'd take a leak and it would freeze before it hit the ground.
How many golf courses are there?
One, and it's played on. It's not real grass. It's played on like a mat, and they like roll it. Yeah. I golf with actually former Canadian Prime Minister Jean Chrétien. These bugs are as big, as your head. Like the mosquitoes are the size of like my head, Brian. And it's you know me. I got a big pumpkin up there. Anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful place, actually. In the summer, it's nice, but watch out for the bugs. But winter, yeah, how's minus 30, minus 40? Sounds like fun.
Yeah, that'll leave
live in Vegas.
Well, let's warm it up and go to Hawaii.
Yeah, let's go to Hawaii. Yes.
Jon Rahm's the 4-1 favorite. Justin Thomas 5-1. Honestly, talk about it falling through the cracks. This is one of my favorite tournaments. I mean, I don't know what I did 5 minutes ago, but anything sporting related, my memory's like ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And I looked up and saw Xander Schauffele was the defending champ here. I almost fell over. I'm like,
me too.
Really?
Yeah, no, we're betting a lot of stuff. I know there are a lot of different sports going on, but I don't remember that either. I know Justin Thomas usually like takes down Hawaii big time. He is so good when he goes to Hawaii. He's the second favorite 5-1. But yeah, I love Schauffele all the time. Brian, I got to be honest. I wish we got a little bit more at 7. But like if he was in the 11 to 14 range with the Cantlay, Reed, and Woodland, I'd probably pull the trigger. But 7, these guys aren't stupid.
I love this tournament. I mean, before I moved here, I love the prime time night aspect of watching the golf. Remember the Tiger and Ernie Els shootout where they were eagling 18 hole after hole. It was amazing. And then one of the worst beats ever. I get doing a homework on the thing. I find out Rory Sabatini lives over there. So I don't know how I'm hunting around and I'm finding these stories. And I find a thing that Rory, somebody tell me, I forget how the hell I found out, that these two guys were going over there to golf, and they go to the bag line, getting ready to go, and it's 2 weeks before the tournament, and Rory Sabatini, he just walks up and jumps in and plays with these guys. He's over there playing for 2 weeks. I got Sabatini at 80-1. He shoots 63 on the final Sunday, and 18's a birdie hole, if not an eagle hole, and he parred 18, and he was way out in front. And Matt Kuchar rolls in like 350 putts on the back line and beats me by a shot. I'm bitter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd be bitter, too. No, that guy screwed me out of a lot of cash in my life, too, buddy. But, yeah, no, this is a very interesting tournament. You said it. Like, you can get some guys at big numbers. We're talking about this before. I love Colin Morikawa. I don't know how he's going to come out in the Sentry Tournament of Champions. He's 22-1. He's probably going to make my card. He is my pick, Brian, this year to be I love him almost every week. The way people love Victor Hovland, I love Colin Morikawa. I think he, out of the young breed, is the guy that's going to get it done the most. I love his complete game. I think his short game is absolutely fantastic. For a little guy, he hits it big. He has everything you need to become, a guy who could play with the best in the world. 22-1, it's worth a shot for me.
Oh, man. You know what, buddy? How stupid would we be? Out of nowhere, I tell this dumb story, right? That was way back when. Kuchar's actually winning tournaments again.
Yeah.
And he drives you nuts. I get it. The whole 9 yards. But don't forget, this guy's over in Hawaii all the time, right? Remember, he was like the spokesman.
Yeah, he's the ambassador. Hi, I'm Matt Kuchar. Look at my money and family. I'm in Hawaii again. Yeah, he's they
don't care he doesn't tip caddies.
I know.
How about Kuchar at 40-1? I mean, is it nuts?
Yeah, no, it's not nuts at all. I don't know what to do with this tournament. Like, Brendan Todd was on a heater. I don't think the break's going to help him. Kuchar at 40, you said it. The guy's won here before. And you're giving me a player like Kuchar who's been in Hawaii a lot. Like, it's like a second home at 40-1. It definitely has to be considered. No, I'm not a big Kuchar guy, but at 40-1, he could be my friend if he puts money in my pocket.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, you know what? If you can't beat him, join him kind of thing, maybe.
I like Wolf.
We talked about him before. Fratelli is another guy that's always there. But you know what, Cam? I'll tell you what. If you promise me you'll do this, I'll do this. Just because, crazier things. We tell this dumb Kuchar story. Nice price, 40-1. Well, since we started doing this golf podcast, who's been like the focal point of this stupid podcast? Lanto Griffin is 125-1. Nobody knows who he is. We do.
I know we do. We do. And that's the thing. Like, I'd rather take a guy like Lanto Griffin at 125-1. Like, Keith Mitchell's a wicked player, but he hasn't been doing anything in a while. Like, Ryan Palmer, nah. Yeah, you're right. Lanto, Graham McDowell, not so much. Max Homa, he's giving Amanda Borealis lessons. That should be interesting.
Pardon me?
Yeah, we're going to... I says, pardon? I was just on Twitter. He's like, hey, Amanda, nice swing and stuff. It's like, easy, Max. Yeah, I get it. He's 150.
Calm down, boy.
I like Max Homa. Actually, I had a couple bucks on him when he won. It was so stupid. He was like 200-1. I should have put like 20 bucks on it, but I'm a stooge, Brian. Dylan Fratelli, I don't know what he's wearing. Is he wearing goggles? Is he skiing a black diamond, or is he playing golf? Your buddy with the shades there, 66-1. He was in good form, Brian. The problem with him is he'll drive you nuts. He's one of those guys, always a bad round. And it seems to be, there's a lot of guys like that on tour. They can go really low, and then he has that 74 and finishes in the top 10, and he'll drive you nuts. But Lanto Griffin was a guy, we were cracking jokes about him, but it's no joke. The guy was on a heater for 3 weeks, and he's got to win.
Seriously. Since we started doing the podcast, and we were talking about this guy after the, whatever the hell, what was it called? The Corn Ferry Championship thing, blah, 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 blah.
Tour, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And he's the guy who was it, Harding?
Justin
Harding a
yes.
card.
Yes.
He vomited all over him. Well, he didn't need to. He was in, but he didn't help him. He didn't help him, but so we had fun at his expense. But since then, Cam, the guy won the Houston Open, 18th in Vegas, 17th at the Safeway, 11th at the Sanderson Farms, and 13th at the Greenbrier. He showed up every week, and his total scores to par in those tournaments. In Bermuda, he was 12 under, 14 under at Houston, 15 under in Vegas, 9 under Safeway, 14 under Sanderson Farms. Greenbrier's 11 under. These guys are going to be walking up introducing themselves to this guy on a tee. He may win the damn thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because a lot of these guys who made their money, they weren't there when Lanto was making his, like in the off season, right? And that's at 125 to 1. It's worth a dart. I don't know what you think about. I wish we got more. Corey Connors has like the length. He's 50. I don't know how to attack this tournament, Brian. It's very, very interesting. There's a lot of guys I think could win. Like, that's the thing. These guys are all guys who won tournaments. That's why it's a Tournament of Champions. Other than Martin Traynor at 751, Jim Herman, JB Holmes 175 to 1. That's even nuts. I know his current form's probably not that good, but yeah, I just, there's a lot of guys at big prices. What about your boy Kevin Na? Ches Reavie plays well. It's tough. There's a lot of quality here, and it's hard. You can't bet everybody, right?
Let's see here.
For me, I like Morikawa. Like, he's going to be my horse. I wish we had Schauffele. Schauffele 7, Morikawa 22, and maybe we should put 2 or 3 bombs in there. Your boy Fratelli.
I know you keep Lanto? Talking. I was looking up. I was looking up the meaning of the name Lanto. All right, and hold on. Your name of Lanto has created a deep, sensitive, refined nature with an intelligent mind and a keen appreciation of material values. Well, we're material. We want to win money. Okay, that's good.
Money.
You have good business judgment.
Yes.
Would do well in a managerial position as you have executive ability. That's not good. Wait a minute. There's always an aloofness and reserve that acts as a barrier and prevents any close ties. Everybody's going to hate the guy's guts. That's great.
Yeah, Lanto didn't seem like the friendliest guy when he won, but he really doesn't care. He had to put $1 million in his pocket. But that price is stupid for a guy that's actually
you live much
great.
Within your own thoughts and seek relaxation away from people out in nature where you can see the tension. You can ease the tensions of your life. That's playing golf.
Sounds like you, Brian. You don't like people. You and Lanto should tee it up.
If it doesn't have 4 legs, I want nothing to do with it.
Exactly. Me no like 2 legs. Yeah, no. Lanto at 125 though, Brian. Like, I know we're joking around. This guy, we started this whole thing. No, I'll put a sawbuck, $5 or $10 on this guy, and just hope for the best. Why not? It's a crazy price.
Do you think if Ches Reavie wears a flowered shirt in Hawaii, he'd look like something other than the guy that works in aisle 9 at Home Depot?
Ches, we got a truckload of lumber. Okay, Jerry. You're right. Like, Ches Reavie looks like the guy who's got like the bib on, right? Yeah, he's like, is there anything I can do for you? No, this quarter, this saw. You got
any 3/4 inch screws?
You can play golf. He can play though. Ches Reavie won the Canadian Open. He can play, Brian. The one thing about this guy is he's there. Like, we laugh, but yeah, he doesn't look like he's a golfer, but man, like he makes a lot of money. Ches Reavie's rolling in it right now.
Betmaker, let's make some money tonight.
For outstanding information and special offerings and promotions, we invite you and encourage you to sign up for our newsletter today simply by going to the website at betmaker.com. All right. Ricky Fowler 16, Woodland 14,
Pass,
Reed 14.
Pass.
No, Cantley, no. Can't.
No.
You know what?
Cantley's cold right now.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about this. Guys, some of these guys are like a complete throwaway. The other thing you got to take note of that if the stars show up, you'd think they mean business because a lot of guys just say, I don't need. Amazing. Can you imagine passing up a tournament with this purse and no cut and you say, I just don't want to play? And a lot of guys do that. So, some are coming over here because they really think they have a chance to win. But the thing about this course, Cam, you just hit the hell out of it. It rolls forever. Now, there are some problem spots there, but the bottom line is it's a putting tournament.
You're right. Yeah, and Cantley's a good putter. I just don't like his form right now, so I can't take him at that price. He's not playing his best golf, but you're absolutely correct. That's the thing. That this course, don't worry about length. It's just going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling. And who do I like? I hate to say it, Ricky Fowler's a good putter. I just can't bet him at that price. Morikawa, I do like his short game at 22 to 1. I will take a shot there. I don't know, Brian. Is there anybody else that pops out? I got to tell you something. I got a weird feeling, and I'm not saying this. I don't bet him. I like Corey Connors at 50 to 1. That name's popping out to me big time. He hits it a ton. He's streaky. He can get hot with the putter. He's going to be on my betting card. Kuchar at 40, Connors at 50.
Buddy, here we go. Now, if we can trust this, we can trust this, I guess. If it doesn't work, blame weather.com. But here we go. Thursday, 81. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, overcast. But the wind on Thursday, 14 miles an hour. That's not bad. Friday, 23 miles an hour.
That's wind. Yep.
Now, if that would be sustained, right? So what are the gusts going to be? Saturday, 24 miles an hour. Sunday, 22 miles an hour. You better have a ball striker. Listen, Pat, I know, and all the nonsense and all the distractions and stuff. Patrick Reed's a good wind player, man. And has he not won this? He won this. I'm going from memory, buddy. Didn't he win this like 4 or 5 years ago?
I think he did. You're absolutely right. He's great. And who's another good wind player that we're looking at right now to those guys?
Well, Woodland.
Thomas can play at anything. Rahm can play at anything.
You know what? I'll tell you, probably Woodland and Casey, I would think, are good wind players. I think Schauffele hits a high ball. If it's really windy, I don't think that helps him.
No, it doesn't.
Woodland and Casey. Didn't
Reed hits? You're right. Reed hits a lot of
low
boring
like, ball fly. You know what? And all the nonsense, and his caddy probably makes his triumphant return, unless he hits some guy at a luau on the beach.
That's right. Were you talking to Patrick? All drunk. The guy takes him out in the sand. It's the PGA volleyball tournament. Patrick Reed's caddy
is the only guy out there with a taser and a holster.
You know what, Brian? Maybe we take him out of the chalk. I got to be honest with you. If you're saying that's going to happen, out of all those guys
in the top 8, he'd be the guy.
Thomas and Rahm can play through anything. Dustin Johnson can go over a power, of course. I don't like his current form. So yes, Reed would be that guy at 14-1. If you like chalk, that's the guy you're going to play. And he's not even that chalky compared to Rahm at 4-1 and Thomas at 5.
It's funny you don't think of him as this, but think about it. I think Kuchar's got to be a really good wind player. He won this tournament, but remember, don't forget the British Open. He went toe-to-toe all the way with Spieth.
Exactly. No, Kuchar could play in the wind. He doesn't hit it well, but he has the type of game. And you said it, Brian. When that guy gets his putter going, he can roll it in from anywhere. I've seen this guy hit a million putts that had no chance. That's the thing about Matt Kuchar. Comfortable in Hawaii. Yeah, I get it. So you're looking Reed.
Well, I'm going to go 4-pack and probably leaving your guy out. So maybe it's because you're definitely using Morikawa, right?
I am. I'm going to go Reed, Morikawa, Connors, and one Bob.
I'm going to steer clear Connors. I'll go with Reed, Morikawa, because you know what,
Kuchar.
Brendan Todd. Those tournaments in the Bahamas and down there, it was windy, right?
I don't know what he won. Like, I don't remember the win, but when a guy wins two golf,
no, you're right. You forget the layoff hurts him. You know what? I'll go Fratelli and Lanto. Those are balloon numbers.
Oh, those are. And I'm going to go Reed. I'm going to go like semi-chalk. I'm going to go Reed, Morikawa, Kuchar, Connors. And you could take and a little sprinkle on Lanto because we have to. Lanto's our guy.
Lanto.
Little sprinkle.
Could you imagine? The final pairing on Staring
what? Lanto and Kuchar?
Griffin in the final group with Justin Harding in the gallery, staring down Fratelli in his racquetball glasses. I mean, that's must-see TV.
And Patrick Reed's caddy looking for a fight. Welcome to Hawaii.
Fratelli's going, I'm wearing, those glasses are like, when
I saw him the first time, I go, are we playing squash and racquetball? Turkey?
It's like he's at a gun range and he'll be sitting there going, I'm glad I'm wearing these things. If Harding's going to try, I don't want to get caught in a crossfire with his Lanto Griffin clown.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're swinging for the fences, brother. No cut. Love it. And then one thing to watch, watch this tournament closely. And I would say it's not to me so much about the guys over the 4-day haul, which is not a dumb, it's a dumb thing kind of to say. I look for guys that figure something out and are out of it, that figure something out on the weekend, because they've been, many of them coming off a long layoff, and those are the guys you look at for the Sony.
Sony, exactly. That's a great point. I like to look at guys that go low over the weekend and for the Sony. I know Justin Thomas has basically owned the Sony, but we're not going to get a price on him, but that's a really good point. Look at guys that go low over the weekend and ride the wave into the Sony.
And I won't forget, but when we do this next week, an automatic, if you find a top 5 play, if those places that offer it, absolute gut cinch, Charles Howell III, top 5 in Hawaii, in Sony.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He plays great there. Another thing, Brian, for your books, I know they have top 5s. Take a look at some others. Some are offering now, because of these tournaments when it's full field, the top 6. And I'll tell you something, from a guy that bets golf every week, there's a big difference between how many times he had like a T6 instead of a T5, and that could be all the difference in the world. So shop around, guys, and look for the best numbers for sure. Trust me, it's put money in my pocket before when you can get that extra guy.
All right, no more made-for-TV golf nonsense. Let's play golf for real again.
Phil
Thank
Tiger
God.
and this crap. No, let's play real tournaments, blessing.
And then the California circuit, we know the guys you got to pay attention to there. Mark this one down too, buddy. When they hit California, I think he's a different golfer, is Perez.
Pat Perez. I was just going to say it too. Pat Perez loves California and loves making money.
All right, buddy. We love doing this. We're wishing everybody out there a very happy New Year. Buddy, you're the best. Let's tee it up in Hawaii.
You got it, Brian. Have a good one. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's make some cash.
Betmaker, let's make some money tonight.
Well, that's the Betmaker Show for now. We publish multiple times each week. We'd like to thank you for listening, and if you liked what you heard, please take a moment to leave a rating and review, or subscribe to our show feed, or share our show with a friend or two and help us grow the show. We very much appreciate it. Visit us on the web at betmaker.com. And reminder to sign up for the newsletter. Thanks to our engineer, Darren Vandermolen, and producer, Mike Gallivan. The Betmaker Show is a production of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated. Betmaker is a registered trademark. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this content without the express written consent of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and/or interpersonal relationships. At betmaker.com and the Betmaker Show, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling. An approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.